Hey, what's up everyone, E-Tech here, and in today's video we're going to review the Honor 10. So let's start by the design of the phone. So as you can tell, I have the phantom green version and I think it's an absolutely beautiful phone. The colors are really awesome, and then it depends on which angle you look at the phone, but the phone will have a different color and I think that is pretty sick. Plus the phone is very comfortable to use because it has curved back, so when you hold it, it doesn't fall from your hand and it's very convenient. Beside that, on the back of the phone you have a double camera setup, you also have the flash, you have the mentioned IA camera, but we'll talk about that later, and then on the bottom you have the Honor inscription. On the right side we simply have the power button and the volume button, and on the bottom you have the 3.5mm jack, so that's a good point if you are into that, and the phone is also USB Type-C, so this is a good point. In front of the phone we have an ultrasonic fingerprint scanner. We also have the 5.8-inch display with a notch, which hosts the 24 megapixel camera. For my daily driver, I used to have the iPhone 10 since it came out, but I sold it a few months ago, so the notch doesn't bother me at all. I mean, it's even smaller than the notch on the iPhone 10, so it doesn't bother me. But if the notch really bothers you, you can just hide it in the settings. But let's get back to that screen. As I said earlier, the screen is 5.8-inch and it has an IPS display. So I was quite disappointed that we don't have any OLED display. However, the colors are great and very well balanced, so it's gonna be really cool to watch some videos on this Honor 10. And also this phone costs only $399 or 369 pounds, so you cannot ask for everything that has a flagship in a small budget phone. In terms of spec, it's really good as well. The phone runs Android 8.1 with EMUI 8.1 as well. For those of you who don't know, EMUI is Huawei's and Honor's user interface in top of Android, the pure stock. And a lot of people say that it actually looks like iOS, and I quite agree with that, because when you came from an iPhone you're not that disappointed. I mean, you're not lost because all the icons look the same and everything, so it's pretty cool, and I like this user interface actually. It's smooth and it doesn't have any bloatware, so it's pretty cool to use. This phone also has a Kirin 970, which is Huawei's homemade processor with 4 gigs of RAM, so it's really fast. You can do basically everything with this phone, so you can do huge gaming apps, you can edit pictures, you can edit 4K video, and this phone will survive and it will do it really well. So as a comparison, for example, it's the same processor as the Huawei P20 Pro, so it's really good to have this in a budget phone. Plus, this phone has a 3400 mAh battery, so it's really good. I have really intensive uses with my phone, and at the end of the day I still have like 15 or 20% on this phone, so the battery is really good and you can do a lot with this phone without running out of battery. But it's also because there is an IA in the processor of this phone, so it will help the processor manage the battery and manage the performance, so that way it doesn't get hit. Now let's talk about the cameras. For the rear cameras, you have a dual setup, as I said earlier. You have a 16 and a 24 megapixel cameras, and the pictures that they take are actually insane. Like if you activate the IA mode, which is the camera is going to recognize subjects like grass, pets or food and everything, and so it's going to make the pic look better. So colors are a bit saturated, but for real the pictures are really good with this phone. Now for the front camera, pictures are good. I will not say really good because sometimes you can have a bit of noise on the picture, so I guess it's okay for the price. But if the light conditions goes down, the selfie will be pretty bad actually. So yeah, a good front camera if you are in good lighting condition, but if you don't have any good lighting condition, then your selfie is not gonna look that good. In terms of video, the stabilization is not very good. They're supposed to have some updates that will improve it, but the focus is really fast. Another good point on this phone is the ultrasonic fingerprint scanner. In fact, you can use it even if your fingers are wet or dirty. And it works really well, and it's very convenient actually, because imagine you're washing the dishes and then you need to unlock your phone really quick, then you can put your finger on the fingerprint scanner and it will work even though if your fingers are wet. And last but not least about this phone, the speakers. They are actually not stereo, which I like better obviously, but the sound is still really clear and loud, so it's really good point and really good to listen some music without any headphones or any speakers or any Bluetooth speakers. So for $399, what can we say about this phone? Besides the fact that it doesn't have any OLED display, it's really good for the price. Performance are great, screen is great, speakers are great, cameras is really cool. So yeah, a lot of good points for a small price. So for me, this phone is the real flagship killer. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that like button, follow me on social media, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. See ya.